We are back. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another Market Open live stream, another morning live stream. I appreciate you guys being here, taking a look at the chart. Chat Lark 3.0. Here we come. How's everyone? Love Lark. Thanks, John. I appreciate the kind words. I know about you guys, but I was up late last night answering all sorts of questions about Lark 3.0. So many questions, so many positive comments about the launch, all the new stuff we're offering. So if you have any questions about Lark 3.0, the stuff that's going on, the salary option, let me know. Drop a question in the chat. Cloudflare is down. So basically half of the internet is down right now. So the Lark website is unfortunately down. All sorts of stuff. Twitter's down. ChatGPT is down. All sorts of stuff are down. So it's been a pretty interesting morning to say the least. A lot of prop firm websites are down. I mean, FTMO is down. Let's see here. Yeah. See, literally FTMO's website is down. Just everything basically is down. So Cloudflare is not doing so well. Not a great day for the stock. I think their stock is down like 5%. So yeah. So like I said, if you guys just joined, I appreciate it. Let me know if you have questions about Lark 3.0. 3.0. We're going to go over the market and everything. Unfortunately, I can't pull up the Lark website right now because of the Cloudflare issue. Not to worry, I'll still be able to answer all of your questions. Ashley says, the salary option, how much can you be in drawdown to qualify? You can be down as much as 3.5%. So negative 3.5%. Yeah, negative 3.5%, and you can still earn the salary. Bitcoin below 90K. You think it's over for BTC, Matt? And the funded night said, no, I bought Bitcoin yesterday. I bought $5,000 of Bitcoin yesterday. I think it's a great opportunity. It dipped below 90K overnight. I didn't see it. I was sleeping, but yeah, it did dip below. Ashley says, do we still get the split of earned income from the trades and the salary? Yeah, so if you're in profit, right, you're still going to get your 80% payouts. It's 80% payouts plus the salary. Okay, 80% payouts plus the salary. So if you're on a 100K account and you earn 5%, you're going to get $4,500 because 80% of 5K is $4,000, and then the salary on the 100K is $500. So you'll get $4,500. Welcome back from vacation, Naruto. I appreciate all the kind comments. Funded Night says, I mean, the dump was crazy, though. We're getting like 2 to 3% daily drops on Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely. So let's pull up the charts here. Fortunately, TradingView is working. TradingView is not one of the many things that has been impacted by the Cloudflare outage. So at least we have the charts to look at. So you can see here, Bitcoin had a little bit of a rally from the overnight low of 89.2. So really a crazy drop. But I mean, we're down over 30% from the all-time high of 126. This guy up here, we've dropped, excuse me, I'm wrong. We dropped 27%. And to go back up to the all-time highs, it's a climb of 37%. So yeah, we've dropped about 25%. It's really a significant drop. And you can see here, futures are not looking great. I mean, the market just opened 4 minutes ago, but not looking great. You could see the S&P is down 0.5%. The dollar is a little bit negative. Pound yen is up. Gold's up as well. Gold had a nasty day a couple of days ago. You can see it's just above $4,000. So it's hanging in there. But if we look at the Pip Munch email, the difference between gold and Bitcoin has been really, really crazy. You can see here, gold 53%. Hold on, can you see this guy? Yeah, it's probably a little messy. Yeah, gold is up 53% year to date, but Bitcoin is now down 1%. What is going on? I'm just taking a look at the chat. Kian says $40 a fee for Rise, so $50 salary. Listen, I said yesterday in the live stream, if you earn a $50 salary but you don't have any profits or anything, we'll waive the fee for you. So yeah, you'll still earn your $50 salary. Thank you, Naruto, for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Why is the US dollar so strong right now? Great question. So the reason that the US dollar, so we're going to look at this gold versus Bitcoin because it connects to the dollar. But the reason that the dollar is so strong right now is because, well, on the high time frame, it doesn't look that strong, but relative to the short time frame, it is strong, and compared to other currencies, it's strong. The reason for it is because the rate cut expectations have dropped dramatically, and this is single-handedly why the market has tanked. So remember, about a month ago, before we had the last Fed decision, the odds of a December rate cut were over 90%. It was completely cooked into the market. I was saying that every single morning. And then when Powell came out, he said, well, we're not so sure about that December rate cut. And so now the odds of it are way, way less. And this is why the market has been crashing. Take a look at this. Fed decision in December. There's a 49% chance of a 25 BPS cut. Okay. So that's a coin flip, literally a coin flip. So that's why the market's tanking, because the market wants these interest rate cuts. It's very, very important. They want that cheap money. And this is why things have been tanking. So gold obviously is acting as the safe haven, but Bitcoin's not doing well. Bitcoin has other things going on. We're just seeing across the market this deleveraging of trades that's taking place. Taking a look at the chat, is the rise fee a one-time fee? Yeah, so the rise fee, the $40 rise fee is a processing fee that they charge us. So we pass it on to the trader, gets removed from their payout. I know it's high. I know it's frustrating. But yeah, it's for every payout. So if you only have a $50 payout, we'll waive it for you. But normally, yeah, it gets that $40 gets subtracted. So if you get a $5,000 payout, you don't really notice it. But yeah, if you're on the smaller side, you do notice it. But hopefully over time we can get that down. Because it is expensive. I don't hide that. Yeah, so taking a look at gold versus Bitcoin. So why are we seeing this absolutely massive disparity between the two of them? If we take a look here, gold is up 53% year to date, down 1% Bitcoin for the year, and the sentiment gap is getting worse. Polymarket now shows a 28% chance of Bitcoin crashing below 80K this year. This is crazy. Take a look at this. There is now a 28% chance of Bitcoin crashing below $80,000 this year. Everyone who bet on it going below 90K made money last night because it did dip below 90K. Look, a 12% chance that it dips below 70. I said to myself, if we dip below 100, I'm going to be hitting smash buy. But obviously now, it's more stressful. You can see how the psychology starts to play, a factor in when you're at all time highs. You go, oh, I wish it would drop below 100K, right? And then it actually happened, and you start to overthink. You start to second guess yourself. But yeah, if you just joined, I bought 5K yesterday. I bought 5K like last week, so I'm definitely buying here. And I hope it goes lower. I hope it goes below 80K. That would be an incredible opportunity. And again, I saw something on Twitter this morning of somebody breaking down, how often this happens of having, 25% drops, 50% drops. This is very classic, very standard. So yeah, it can be frightening, not financial advice, but I've made a lot of money buying Bitcoin at like 35K in 2022. So I'm a firm believer in Bitcoin. So that's what's going on with the odds there. But why the split? Why is gold doing so well? Gold is acting as the world's safety blanket when everyone's freaked out about inflation. Because remember, the reason that the Fed can't cut rates so aggressively is that inflation is still sticking around. Geopolitics and policy misfires. Right? We were supposed to have like the most crypto friendly, administration. We haven't really had any crazy changes. So Bitcoin, on the other hand, is treating like a full-blown risk asset again, which means when markets deleverage, which we're seeing, it bleeds. When inflation expectations rise, which it is, it gets shaky. And when liquidity tightens, it gets smoked. Okay. So gold is benefiting from consistent demand, investors, funds, and remember, central banks are buying. But Bitcoin is stuck in a loop of volatility, ETF outflows, and macro anxiety. Okay, so right now, all you need to know is that gold is still trading as a safe haven, as a safe asset, but Bitcoin is, a risk-on asset. People aren't viewing it as the safe haven that, those Bitcoin maximalists really believe that it is. So if we get a surprise wave of liquidity or positive data, Bitcoin can flip fast. But until then, traders are treating it like the asset you dump first when the room starts shaking. So yeah, we dipped below 100K overnight. And now we're at 92. So we've had a little bit of a rally this morning, but the market opened about 11 minutes ago. And you can see S&P down 0.43%. Moving on to what happened yesterday in the market and what is driving the market this morning, we had a nasty day in the market across the board. You can see S&P down 0.92%, Nasdaq 0.8, 118 on the Dow Jones. Nasty, nasty day, like a 700-point drop for the Dow and Bitcoin there. So again, the whole fear, the whole drop was because the no rate cut surges to 53%. You can see Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Meta, all sorts of things are at a discount. And that's a lot of red. That is a lot of red. So the odds of a no rate cut at the Fed's December 2025 meeting surged to 53%. So again, this is what you have to be paying attention to. This is what's driving the market. This is what the market cares about. If you can only follow one piece of news right now, it is this. This is what I'm watching. This is what the world's watching. This is what the market is watching. So trading without watching this or following it, you're going to get into trouble. So it's as simple as that. People are expecting, or there's lower chances of a December rate cut. That's all you need to know. Okay. This one was interesting. Peter Thiel sells his Nvidia position, sold its $100 million Nvidia position. So again, we're using all of these, we're bringing all of these catalysts together to determine, well, where are we in the cycle right now? And clearly there's some profit taking coming from Peter Thiel, $100 million sale of over $500,000 shares. They also trimmed Tesla. If we look at Tesla stock is down 9% over the last 5 days, still hovering above that $400 mark, though, which is really interesting. So Tesla's hanging in there, but he did trim some of his position. So that is Tesla. And Trump promises $2,000 tariff stimulus checks eventually. So he said that it'll probably happen spring 2026, which is just a pure political play because you have the midterm. So obviously you want to get the checks out, before people go to the ballot box. The odds of this happening are very low. I think on Polymark it's like a 12% chance or something. 12% chance. Yeah, 12% chance it happens by March 31st. So very, very low odds. But again, something to keep your eyes on because those stimmy checks back in 2020, 2021, it pumped the market. So something to keep an eye on. Again, the first prop firm to pay you a salary, even if you're in drawdown. So I'd love to hear in the chat what you guys think, what you guys thought of the announcement yesterday. What did you guys think of the salary option? So now on our one-step evaluation, you can get a monthly salary up to $1,000 a month for 3 months. You have to remember that with the price, our prices are very high. Okay, I don't hide that. Okay, we're priced at a premium because you're going to get a premium service, but it's essentially a buy one get two tries. So if you divide the price in half, that's basically the price that you're paying for one evaluation, and you're doubling your chances of actually passing and actually getting funded. You're going to get a 30-day trading view subscription. 7% max drawdown, so the most in the industry on a one-step program. 7% max drawdown, and no consistency rules ever. So obviously not. If people were like, "Oh, 7% max drawdown, maybe maybe it's a trailing drawdown." It's not a trailing drawdown. None of that crazy stuff. So I'd love to hear in the chat what you guys think. Ashley, I appreciate you saying it's awesome. John asks, "Is there a giveaway today?" I don't know if there's a giveaway today. I don't know. Now that we're no longer running discounts, those giveaways are worth even more. I'm not sure if there's a giveaway today. We gave away 2 accounts yesterday, 2 10K one-step evaluations. So that was a big day. Love this guy's transparency. Well, that's very kind of you. So so far the feedback has been good. The feedback has been very, very positive. 2 complaints. One, that we don't have MT5, which is understandable. I can understand that MT5 is nice. I personally prefer C Trader. I understand that not everybody can have C Trader. I think the website might be back up actually, which is nice. So you could see here the calculator, right? So if you earn 5%, you're going to get that 80% plus that $500 salary. But you could be down 3.5%, and you're still going to get that salary of $500. So number one complaint is no MT5. I get it. One day perhaps we'll bring it back. And the second complaint, which I was personally very surprised about, is traders are complaining that the salary is only for 3 months. And I was surprised because if you can keep a funded account for 3 months, you're like a top 1% trader. So for like, that's why we don't have a scaling plan. I hate that prop firms will put out these scaling plans saying, trade $10 million when they know that nobody is going to meet the criteria to actually unlock that. And to me, it puts a bad taste in my mouth of, nobody's going to qualify for this. So why are you pushing it? That's why we're not, we could say, yeah, a 36-month salary, no problem, but nobody's gonna meet that criteria. That's why we put it at 3 months. It's very achievable. So I was a bit surprised at that comment. But I think it takes a little bit for traders to sort of wrap their heads around it, and go from there. But listen, the 100K account is $800. So you can make no money and earn $500 in your first month. So in 2 months, you've more than made back the cost of the account. And that's obviously if you don't make a single dollar. You can be down. You can literally lose $3,500 on this 100K account, and then obviously it goes up from there. So I think it's pretty cool. It's what I wanted. So taking a look at the chat, I really want to be one of your funded traders. Um, Thanks for the updates on giveaways. Maybe if you do it for this week and top three, then never again, or like once a week, because the giveaways are amazing for live streams. Yeah, the giveaways are fun. Okay. We'll give away an account today. Okay. I understand. Everyone likes free stuff. We'll give away an account today. So definitely drop in the chat if you have any questions about Lark 3.0. But we'll keep taking a look at the market. We looked at gold versus Bitcoin. So yeah, so we'll see if it keeps dropping, and it'll be interesting. So Google had an interesting day because Warren Buffett bought the stock. So Google climbed 5%. It's now down a little bit, but you could see it did climb up to 5% yesterday. But Warren Buffett bought the stock. It's now their 10th largest holding. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting. Um, Novo Nordisk, NVO is the stock. They dropped the price of Ozempic. So yeah, they dropped it a bit. Stock did nothing. So that was kind of a headline news. Ford announced a new partnership with Amazon that dealers can sell used cars directly on the platform. So that's kind of cool. Ford stock. So down though. They've had a good year though. They've had an insane year. 33% for Ford this year. And their dividend yield is 4.65%. And their PE ratio is still only 11. So they've had a very, very good year. I mean, they've had a tough time over the last 5 years, but interesting stock nonetheless. And Apple says, or not Apple says, but the Financial Times says that Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, is going to step down next year. So hopefully they'll stop releasing the exact same iPhone for the 15th straight year. They've had an okay year, 9.6%. The S&P 500, 12.9%. So just under 13%. So everyone's freaking out, right? We're at like all-time fear right now. All-time fear is so high, but we're literally doing so well. So you have to kind of look at the big picture. Taking a look at the chat. Theo says, if for instance I'm in drawdown for a month and then I broke one of the rules, probably risk more than 1%. What happens in the second month where I keep the rules? Am I eligible for the salary? No, it's 3 consecutive months. So you have to qualify each month in order to have the salary. So hopefully that answers your question. We had a little bit of a drop here on the 15-minute chart on Bitcoin. We're up to 92.3. We've hit a little bit of resistance there at 91.5. So I don't know where the next support is. The next support level, I mean, it's got to be down here at like, oh my goodness, 75-ish, 77, 80. 80K's got that psychological level, and we have that 800-day moving average, which is sort of a big deal. That purple one there, I put 80. Yeah, you could see 80K. I mean, that would be wild. If you drop all the way to 80K, right? 57% return, which is incredible. I mean, even now, Even now, 37% return. Coinbase, I own Coinbase. I don't remember how much I own. I think I own like 30 or $40,000 of Coinbase. So not a small position. And you could see here, if we're back up 65%. My average buy though is 180. I probably should have sold, taken some profits back when we are at $400, but probably a good company long term. So really, Coinbase is a leveraged play on crypto. Pretty solid company, and I'm always surprised that their valuation is not high. Their P ratio is 23. 4% return year to date, so not great. But obviously, if you bought at the April lows like I did, you're doing better. Over the 5 years, wow, 5 year return that's crazy. That's really sort of surprising on Coinbase. 21% drop over 5 years. I mean, they IPO'd, it's not a true 5 years. They IPO'd in 2021 at 340. But yeah, so that's an interesting one on Coinbase. I'm also obviously watching MicroStrategy, which is just getting like just inappropriate things are being done to strategy here. Just an absolute brutal reckoning on strategy here. We are 128% gain from if we return to 460. We have dropped from this high, 55%. Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin. They bought another $800 million. Take a look at this guy. This was posted yesterday. Strategy has acquired 8,178 Bitcoin for $835 million at $102,000 a coin. It's dropped, 10K since then. So if you look at the comments, impressive average price this week. What are these fill prices, sir? Are you executing these orders on a potato or something? That's funny. Peter Schiff. Congratulations. You're already down 10% on last week's buy. You must buy even more Bitcoin this week to slow the decline. Your average price and the market price are rapidly converging. As of now, you have a paper gain of 23%. Not much to show for 5 years of buying. That is true. That is interesting. That is true. Their return over 5 years is 23%. Whereas if they had just put it into the S&P 500 over the last 5 years, their return would have been 86%. I didn't realize that. That's actually remarkable. That's really interesting. What's saying here? Imagine being wrong about an asset for 14 years. Yeah. Nothing really helpful, but that's really, really interesting. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the market. S&P down. Ooh, S&P, we're getting a sell-off here, guys. S&P down 0.9%. Market opened 25 minutes ago. We're heading back to the lows of yesterday's session. Yeah, this trades overnight. So yeah, we're at the lows here, which is wild. Really wild. Naruto says everyone just needs the Trump taco trade strat. That's so true. That's so true. Im Naruto says, is firm sustainable with salary option? Great question. And yes. So we've been running the business for over 3 years. So if somebody were to come out, brand new firm, unproven, and do this, okay, it's genuine concern of like, well, is this sustainable? But we have the data behind the risk that it poses to the firm because we've been running for over 3 years. And like I said, we're not hiding the price. The price is expensive. Okay. It's one of, if not the most expensive evaluation. Now, I think the value that you get far exceeds the price of it. But the risk, it's de-risked based on the price, and we're not running discounts anymore. So we know it's not for everyone. I said that before we launched it. It's not for everyone. But if you want this salary option, if you want buy one, get two, if you want the most drawdown, it's well worth it. What's going on with Cloudflare? Yeah, Cloudflare is not doing great. Let me actually see if Cloudflare stock, what's it doing? Yeah, it was down 5%. It's now down 2.84%, but it's had an incredible year, 74%. So Cloudflare has been a really, really interesting stock. And again, guys, we're down on the lows here, 1.04 for the S&P. So not looking great at all. CNBC, Dow drops 400 points as S&P falls for a fourth day as tech slumps. Bitcoin briefly dips below 90K. Cloudflare company blames unusual spike in traffic before outage errors. Yeah. Bitcoin briefly falls below. So, yeah, we're getting a pretty good sell off here, 1.10%. 1.10%. So, pretty big sell off going on there. What else do we have to look at? There's drama in the futures prop firm industry. There is drama in the futures prop firm industry. So this thing that's going on with TopStep, several futures prop firms have shared that they received notice from Project X, which is owned by TopStep, indicating support for third-party prop services will end on February 28th. So, yeah, there's been a lot of drama about this. I don't know if you guys trade futures, but there's been a lot of drama about this. And like I said, I put out a tweet a few days ago saying, hold on. This one here, I guess the futures prop firm space isn't free from drama after all. That one's interesting. Take a look at some of the things I posted. This one yesterday, seeing 30 to 50% Black Friday promos from firms that you know will deny your payout. I mean, be careful, guys. They're starting. The pre-Black Friday offers are already starting. So be careful. Be careful with that. Classic bait and switch. Always a gamble with those deals. Feels like you were shopping from Costco. That's funny. So I said this yesterday. I mean, I got some hate comments. We can go over them. You know, I don't shy away from the hate comments, but I said last night the prop industry is forever changed. You can now earn a payout every single month, even if you're in drawdown. What a time to be a trader. It is accurate. You can literally be in drawdown. You can be down negative 3.5% and still earn a payout. So it's not clickbait. Yeah, but see, this is, but just 3 months. Right? Dude, the odds of somebody having an account for more than 3 months are so slim. An unlimited salary would be a game changer. Dude, if we gave it for 12 months, you said, why is it not 24 months? If we gave 24, why is it not 36 months? So that one's kind of dumb. See, look, the clickbait on your post is ridiculous. Not sure how it's clickbait, but I get it. It's new. Like, you have to understand what it actually is. And it takes a little bit of time. So, yeah. See this one thing I've learned in this industry, even if you gave traders free money for not trading at all, some would still find a reason to complain. Yeah. Yeah. You can't please everyone. You just can't, unfortunately. But that's all right. That's going to happen. Taking a look at the market, 1.11% on the S&P, Bitcoin down 0.85%. Same thing, nothing crazy has changed just yet. What else do we have going on here? This is incorrect because you can still be. How's it not suitable for swing traders? It absolutely is fine for swing traders. So, yeah, not quite sure. So I'll get to these later. But yeah, big sell off here in the S&P. Bitcoin 0.8%. Gold below 4K. No, gold is at 40.63. So it is above 4K. But yes, the bears are currently in control right now. Is there anything else in the Pip Munch email? Michael Saylor, we went over the drama in the prop firm industry. Ethereum fell below $3,000 for the first time since July. So you can see here, Ethereum is now down 40% since October 6th. So it's had just a massive, massive sell-off. Error 420. Too many crypto bros trying to apply for a job. It's funny. So that's basically what's going on today. It's all about those rate cut expectations. That's what everyone cares about. That's what everyone's paying attention to. It's the most important thing right now. So that's what everyone is paying attention to. That's what we as traders need to pay attention to as well. Lark 3.0. What did I miss? You could check this out here. My thoughts are that pre-NFP markets would sell off to go higher. Just my thoughts. Selling gold. Interesting. What does the gold chart look like? Have a little bit. Let me remove everything. 1 hour. Yeah, we're definitely getting a nice little retracement here. I pointed out the Bitcoin sell last week. I said, oh, I would literally enter right now, and it just melted from there. So that was a really nice trade. It was like a shorter time frame, 38 or 61 fib. This would be nice here at the 38, but we kind of just spiked to it. So I'd be a bit nervous there. I wish we had cleaner price action up to the 38 and then down the 38, the moving averages. That's kind of nice. The dollar is at some support right now. So if the dollar bounces up, that is good support for the gold short. But yeah, I don't love the price action right now. S&P 1.26. Yikes. Yeah, big sell off here, 6,600. How far are we from the all-time highs? How much have we dropped? I mean, it's still nothing. We're still like right there. Let me see. Still 4.6%. It's nothing. It's nothing. So Bitcoin 91. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're getting that sell off. So keep an eye on those rate cut expectations because that's the most important thing. But that's everything that I wanted to go over for today. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can email us, support@larkfunding.com. We've got that salary option now. And yeah, we'll give away a 3-step account as we've been doing. And I think we are going to give it to John Michael, because you were kind today and you asked for the giveaway, I think first. So, John Michael, congratulations. Email us support@larkfunding.com with proof that this is who you are. I don't know, maybe a screenshot of your YouTube account or something. But congratulations. We'll give out that 3-step account. And that's everything that that I wanted to go over for today. So we'll likely be back tomorrow morning. And again, if you guys have any questions, just email us. I'll be in our Discord. But hopefully you guys like the updates, and hopefully you guys like the market and what's going on. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. All the best.